You're still going to have Gabriel and Saliba for the next 7 years? We'll get to it. Great. Didn't think I'd need to do this, but I actually think it's going to be an interesting discussion. Some will be obvious, but there are some big question marks over certain players. We're going to do a Arsenal keep or sell. And the way I'm going to do it is to market value. That's okay. Are you all right with that? Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah. So
wonderful. Many James and Alex join me to go through it. You know how to do this. Keep or sell. You can chuck it alone if you'd like to. Okay. Cristhian Norgaard, market value of 7 million, is the first pick. And the reason I kind of wanted to do this because it's weird. Like you might win the league, you might do the double of the Premier League and the Champions League. Yet I think you're not happy with the squad.
Yeah. Needs an overhaul.
Yeah. So Cristhian Norgaard, thoughts?
If Arteta uses it, he's played 56 Premier League minutes. If Arteta uses him, I keep him around. But
why is he not using him?
As we spoke about,
jawline?
He's quite handsome. As we said in the other pod, I think so much of it is about Arteta's MO is giving myself the absolute best chance to win every single game, play every single moment to my absolute capacity, which makes sense to some degree. As we spoke about, you need to tailor that over the course of the season. You can't be at that level the whole time. And I just think he comes to every game and goes, well, I think Zubimendi will give a better chance of winning. And the fitness guys have said he's okay, so I'll play him. And do you know what I mean? And I get it. I just can't believe a Premier League captain who's playing at the level he was last season can't get more minutes. That makes no sense.
He's not a child either. He's 32. So it's a weird signing where actually after 1 year, is it kind of time to pass him on because he's 32?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like, a big respect to him, and I agree with all the things you said, but let me get that 7 million, bro. And let me get that 7 million, and then let me just try Lewis-Skelly in there. Just instead.
Yeah.
You know, there are players that are options.
Different kind of players.
100% for sure, but I'd rather, at this point, have money available because I know we're going to get to, let's say, the front line. There's not a lot of players that we can sell that are going to be worth that much, right? We're going to speak about them, I'm sure, going forward. So any little bit that I can get,
you'd like to accumulate. Okay.
If he's not playing anyway, it's not like he's contributed anything to this season regardless, right? So I'd rather have the wages and the 7 million.
I agree.
So sell?
Yeah, I like Norgaard, but sell.
Sell if Arteta's not going to use him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Fair enough. Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Let's save time. Oh, wait, because you rated him, no? That's your guy.
He's got up to 7 mil euros.
Rip up the contract. No thank you for the memories. But
Is there just a far more simple learning in the sense of don't play him in League Cup finals?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I cannot
or
believe.
Anywhere, to be honest with you.
But like, say Mansfield.
I think he's fine. He's just don't play him in the League Cup final. I just could not believe that bit, and I couldn't believe I had to argue with people that was the right pick. I could not understand how anyone would think that was they're like, yeah, but Pep played James Trafford. Pep's won 40 trophies.
He spent like 30 million on James.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was meant to be the starter, and then suddenly
I'm getting in my comments. Oh, but you don't understand. Squad cohesion's brother. Yeah. Winning a trophy is more important for squad cohesion.
Watching that, this is a player who Chelsea, when they were starting him, he was literally known as being the guy that, it's Kepa, just shoot, bro. 30 yards out. You know, Palace guys.
He'd had a good year at Bournemouth.
I actually rate him. I rate him a little bit hard than that, but so.
Okay, you get you get your money back. Leandro Trossard's next up, 20 million euros apparently, according to Transfer Marked. I would say it wrong. I said it right there, I think. His contract's up in 2027, so he's got a year left. He's 31.
20 mil. How about that? Yeah. I think we've got to talk about remodeling the attack in general.
He's had a good season, hasn't he? I know. No, you're not feeling any of them right now.
Yeah,
but he has actually been very effective for you, and he's been a really good signing.
You know exactly what you're getting. You're not losing the ball. Like he is really consistent. He's always available. I think the thing we spoke about this in the pod, as I say, we need some special. We need a proper someone who can play off the touchline on that side. Yeah, like a Diamande, someone who can really properly play off the touchline.
You're not scared of him, are you?
No.
He sort of hides in not in the shadows, but he's just sort of, he's a funny one. I always think that sometimes in 10 years when you go, name the Arsenal team from 2026, you go through it and he'd be the one you'd forget.
Yeah.
but he actually has been, he's offered up a lot.
It's been a good time.
It's tough because even before he arrived, when there was no links, he's someone that I really wanted at Arsenal because I saw him, especially in big games, he was turning up. I think like a hat-trick at Anfield when he was at Brighton. That is, he came and again immediately he was putting up crazy numbers for assists as well. I remember like from January onwards,
wasn't it?
Yeah. And in January onwards, he was putting up mad numbers of assists. Again, big goals for us in the last few seasons, but this year he started out very well when there was that big goal away Sunderland and whatnot. But you mentioned him being one of our better attackers. That's kind of a problem because he hasn't scored in 2026. So as far as I'm concerned, has he scored?
I think you're spot on. I think Villa might have been his last.
I don't think he scored this year.
30th.
So for him being one of our better attackers, that tells you there's quite a big problem. And I think as much as I like him, there has definitely been a bit of a decline this year. And if transfer market is to be believed, then let me get that 20 mil, please.
You're collecting, aren't you?
Yeah.
So he's got a year left. He probably could sneak. I guess he's 31. 20 probably does feel it'll be around
15,
there, won't it?
20,
Yeah, maybe 15. I think some people a lot of teams would be after him. You see him at Villa.
Yeah. No, he's generally he is good.
It's like you're a good player,
Yeah.
but you just you can't get it. Are you missing out on? Is it worth kind of giving him an extension and you've got your squad guy?
We did that last year. Gave him a 1-year extension with a pay rise.
Right.
No, we said there was no extension. It was just a pay rise.
Oh, it was just a pay
He had
rise.
2 years left, and we just gave him more money, which I actually thought was quite clever because we sort of established his role in the squad without committing to him for longer. Although Arsenal fans weren't particularly happy about it.
But at the end of the season, if you win or lose the league, when you go through the team, he's your left winger, isn't he, this year?
Yeah,
he's your starting.
Yeah,
midfielder.
Probably has played more
yeah.
minutes than Martinelli. Yeah.
yeah.
I just think moving from a group of probably too many generalists to specialists, he's the squad pick that you can take that out. There's just not one thing that I go, you are unbelievable Doku level at this. So I'd probably.
I do put him in the category of another manager with a bit more exciting football. You'd see a different Trossard, but
I think he could have played false 9 as well.
yeah, he could have, and he did for a long time.
Go on.
I'm 50-50. But
Yeah,
I'll go
it's a
sell.
tricky one,
I'll
isn't
go
it?
sell.
I think with 1 year left, it actually probably
It's the money thing that's selling me. I can't lie.
Yeah.
20 mil.
because otherwise
I don't think he's actually going to go for 20 mil realistically.
20 mil I'm taking.
Gabriel Jesus also 20 mil,
So
29, and 2027 as well when it comes to his contract.
Yeah, this one is sad, This one is sad. This is genuinely one of my favourite players of this Arteta era. That first season, I know it's a long time ago now, before the injury, the stuff I was seeing.
Didn't it? Yeah, the preseason.
I'm looking at R9 there. I can't even lie. I'm thinking, who is this? I promise you, I'm thinking, who is this guy, bro? Because this is not the same guy I saw.
Away.
There was so many, and Leicester and Palace, but obviously it's become quite clear since multiple injuries now that he hasn't quite got it anymore. I thought there was a little bit of a resurgence. Then it was the Palace Carabao game. I think he got a hat-trick in that game. I think it was like a year ago now. But yeah, if it's 20 mil, that's my dog, innit? But we're gonna leave you with another Premier League trophy. Then he can, go to Flamengo or wherever he wants to go to.
Would he do better elsewhere? Yeah. Like, is it part of that? Like,
if fit with like 10, 15 games in a row, I still believe in him. It's just the money that you're offering me it's hard to turn down.
I think a lot of these players would look good around the Premier League with less pressure and more license to play. Yeah. I do. But
I think he was linked with Fulham in January, or we might have put him. We said he should go to Fulham in January, but I could see him like being great at Fulham. It's like a little techie team, and he's having that kind of fun with it. But it's a shame he hasn't been able to kind of stay fit. 20 million, you think that's about right as well? I think you probably get 20 million.
Jesus annoys me. He annoys me. I've got a bit of a thing about him because in interviews.
Did you see something you can't unsee?
Yeah, literally. He did it a couple of years ago where he spoke about the team in they need to learn type terms.
Buoying them.
Yeah, like I've won and they need to learn. He did it like 2023 and I was like, don't love that. He did it again in an athletic interview. Like, bro, you've been here. And then at the Etihad, I don't know if you've seen the video, there's a City fan taunting him and he goes, I won 11 titles here. And I don't know.
What's wrong with that though? The fan is the problem there, surely.
No.
They're calling him Judas, and he's saying, I won 11 titles with you guys. I've never badmouthed the club. I left on calm terms. I think he has every right to say that.
He has the right to defend himself, absolutely. I get the sense that Jesus, especially in his application the last 6 months, sort of thinks, I've won my titles. That's what. That's the. I could be absolutely wrong. He might be the perfect professional. I don't feel
I guess
that.
he's third choice as well. It probably doesn't help.
Maybe. Yeah.
I would love to know. His cheekbones blow my mind. I can't
Crazy.
get my how.
Yeah.
Are they real? They're real. They have to be.
They
real,
have to be
don't
real.
they? It's bizarre, isn't it?
He's also been through a lot at Arsenal, like a lot in
Yeah.
terms of like the rehab and stuff.
I think there's there's a ruthlessness that needs to return this summer with certain people, and I think he is the obvious one, isn't he? Is one of the obvious ones. Max Down. Gonna keep him? He's alright to keep him?
Put him on a super max contract, bro. He ain't going nowhere, man.
Give him the
Chelsea
number 10
levels,
shirt.
yeah.
Would you loan him next summer?
He is too good.
Palace,
as you've
or
been
if you go to
saying. No,
Can he be loaned? Is it 17 or 18?
Oh, is he too young to
I
be
could be.
loaned?
No,
Yeah,
I don't know the rules.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I'd keep him.
We were talking about Ranieri last year in the same,
Yeah.
to a point in the same vein, were we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't
now
own
he's
any of
on
them.
loan. So like that could happen pretty quick.
It could, yeah, absolutely. But I wouldn't loan any of them. I think part of the Arsenal DNA, for want of a better word, is that we do blood in youngsters, that they're a part of the journey.
Right.
That's kind of in our history. And when they're that talented, we haven't been producing a lot of talent for a while. Suddenly 3 come along that you're thinking, yeah, balling out the burn about scoring goals against Man City the way Ranieri did, and then Dowman doing what he's done in a short space of time. I think we have to not just keep them around, but really integrate them. I think there should be room for one of those 3 in most games week to week.
Right.
They're that good.
Okay.
and they're good enough as well.
That's it. Yeah.
So do you think how many games do you think he'll start next year? So you've got
What,
50
in the
games
league?
50 games in the season.
Altogether, I'd like to say, for me, 20 would be something good to aim for. Out of 50, 20 games starting, let's say, 10 or 12 actually probably more than 20, now that I think about it. So I'm looking at like 15 in the league maybe. And then you've got cup games, a couple Champions League games here and there. You can probably push at least half of the game. Like to me, he's better than what we have. But I know because he's 16 or 17 years old, he's not going to play every single game, nor should he.
Yeah, I think he's fresh, and I'm always wary with youngsters. Like it's just sort of the sort of adrenaline of, oh my god, I can't believe I'm here.
Yep.
Is a great place to be. Whereas like then when it's like, come on, deliver.
Yeah.
That can just start to eat up play a little bit.
Sure.
But obviously keep. Ben White, he's struggled this year. It feels like. Any theories on why that is, and what's your sort of feelings on him moving forward? He's 28. His contract's till 2028, and you could get, I mean, 30 million euros for him.
I think
He's
this
lying.
one's really sad, like of all of them, because I love Ben White. He's like the guy on the pitch that you imagine as a fan, that's what you'd be like. Against Villa, when John McGinn kicks the ball at someone, he batters the ball back at him. Like he's that kind of player. He's played through so many injuries. There was so many rumours, and I think even maybe reports that, like he wasn't fit really in the run in 23-24, but he kept going out there. Also, I think there was a chance at a really top centre-back there, but because of Saliba, we reinvented him and we asked him to become like Gary Neville or Trent, bomb down the right, support Saka, and he adapted to that. But he never really had the attributes of that, like raw pace or a great cross or scintillating creativity. But he even took to that really well. And everything we've asked him to do, he's taken it on really, really well. And he's played through injuries. And now I think it's caught up with him the last few years. I remember him, he came into centre-back against Liverpool last season. We drew 2-2. He was alongside Gabriel and he played that ball over the top to Saka. Yeah. I thought we could have had years of that. But then also, you can't not play Saliba. And then I wonder, could Arteta have alternated them a little bit, gone for different things for different games? So I think he's obviously had a great time at Arsenal because of the level he got to. But also he's slightly a little bit of a victim of Saliba being so good, the particular system Arteta wants, and playing too much with the lack of squad depth at the time.
And
I love Ben White.
And Timber obviously being good as well. Like, it's not that Ben White's been bad.
Yeah,
although and I don't think this current like poor form, I think overall from him is one to kind of tar him with. Right? Yeah. But yeah, moving into next season, it'd be interesting to see how he deals with sort of being an understudy as well within all of this. But you do you need 2 good players in each position. Yeah. So yeah, where do you sit on this one?
By the way, before you answer, he didn't actually give us an answer. He just said he loves Ben White.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, here it comes.
We want to know.
No, I actually would keep him, but I'd have him as like a rotational centre back in the squad. And we've been linked heavily with Tino Livramento. Go get like a real right back. to play with Timber at times, and then Mosquera and White can be the backups. You've got your left backs in Hincapie, Calafiori, and that's a great back four. That's what I'd go for.
Yeah.
So did you say
that's what. No, I just wanted to say it was and then you were going to say something.
Yeah, I think similar. I find it really funny when Arsenal fans are like, and we've still got no backup for Saliba, and I'm like, one, Ben White exists, and two, who are you thinking will come in and play at the same level as Saliba and just happy to be on the bench all season?
You've also got so many centre
like
backs.
it's such a funny argument. I don't understand. Also, you made a great point. He's one of the only players, similar to Norgaard actually, who will actually play that ball over the top. Our centre backs play, and it's almost certainly instruction as well, but they play so short. And Ben White actually has those pingers. Yeah. Just something I thought yesterday, which was such a basic point, but when City were like slightly sat off us a little bit, I was like, if you just put Trent in this team, they can't do that. One player who can put a pinger over the top and everyone just goes, and I think Ben White can do that.
Would you keep him?
Yeah, keep.
Yep.
If he's happy to accept the role.
This is, as you guys said, probably one of the most tricky ones because earlier on I was saying there are some players who I think we need them to get a trophy and say, yo, you've been a great soldier, but it's your time.
Shake hands.
And for Ben White, I need for him to get a Premier League trophy because he deserves one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You were mentioning, obviously, at right back what he was doing. There was a time where, obviously, Timber done his injury for a whole year. Ben White is running on fumes and he's still playing every single week. People talk about he doesn't like football or whatever, he doesn't watch football at home, but you don't get that impression when he's playing because he's given 100% every single game. But unfortunately, it has caught up to him. So he is going to be one of those where I'm saying, yo, we are going to get you that title. Yeah. And then, listen, like I said, they're going to enjoy you over at Everton or wherever he decides to
I think this is interesting as well. It's like when you sell them, where are you selling them to? Yeah. So Ben, I mean, God, a lot of teams. Everton's actually a really good shout. I think I think they'd love him.
Yeah.
Or Leeds, he obviously had a good time there as well. That'd be an interesting one.
That's what I mean. Like, but I hear your centre back thing, though. I do hear your centre back thing, and I would love for him to stay if it was a scenario where you're happy to just be a backup.
Very small tangent point, but I think Calafiori, in the same way as White, I almost think like with the injuries, we ask them to bomb up and down. Almost, they're great centre backs. Almost use them in the squad, and then they don't have that physical exertion. Yeah. Arteta's literally spoken about this before, and then you go and replenish it in the wider areas.
And he was born in the same hospital as me, James.
Well, then
it's a sign.
I've
got to keep him.
Yeah. I'd keep him. Did you say keep?
No, I'm going to be selling reluctantly.
You've literally got Max Dowman on his own here in this squad.
Yeah, everyone's gone.
Right, next up.
Could win the champs. Everyone's gone.
Mikel Merino. Always the player when you're in bad form. The one guy that's injured is the guy that would have saved it.
What a player.
Yeah.
What a baller.
30 million, apparently. 29.
Keep for me.
Contract till 2028.
Keep for me.
Yeah.
I think Mikel Merino, and I know people will say, I think we've won. I think we've already won the Prem. If Mikel Merino and Havertz were available during a period. There was a game, was it a Brighton game?
Because he gets you a goal.
Yeah, because he gets us a goal, but also there was just a period where teams could step onto us because they knew we couldn't go along to Gyokeres. That's not Gyokeres' fault, it's just not who he is. If you ping the ball to him, he'll lose it 80% of the time. Yeah. Mikel Merino will bring it down for you and bring others into play, and it changes how everyone approaches us. Everyone knows that. So when you don't, and it's the combination of Mikel Merino and Havertz that was the problem. But Merino, I think in terms of an instinctual finisher in the squad, is there one better, two better? I'm not sure.
I'm amazed that his stock is so high with all of it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so are we. Get you a goal. And so are we. Like, it's mad. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
But if you can zoom out, is that a problem in itself?
Here's a question. If Mikel Merino had not played centre forward for Arsenal, when would he have been sold?
Yeah, you'd hate it.
After about one game, to be honest with you. Like, he probably...
Is that living?
It's mad because
he's not living.
I'd argue he was probably like my... Well, I love all my players, but he's probably like my least favorite player at a time, right? When he's playing midfield, I'm thinking, bro, it's like his brain. He's so smart, right? But his body's not really moving at the same speed as his brain.
The Prem.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, what's going on here? But then that Leicester game, I was it was my dad's birthday in Ghana, and we were watching it on the TV. I'm thinking, yo, this guy's kind of changing my life here, you know? Yeah. Then I watched him obviously at the Emirates for the Real Madrid game. He scores the third one. I'm thinking, this guy, bro, like, and then he said again, it's like I can't quite describe him because he's a man who, again, he scores a hat-trick for Spain. And then I said it before, I was kind of making a joke, but I'm being serious. He runs off like this, not smiling, nothing, as if he scores a hat-trick every week. Like, he's someone that, for some reason, his mentality, like, I like it. But as a player, I'm still not 100% sure, but I'd keep.
We're talking about specialists earlier. He's a specialist
Yeah.
at what he does.
Yeah.
Late runs.
Do you know, and he's the opposite of, you're talking about, he does the press, he holds up, all the things that you're describing. With him, it's like, he's like, for me, he's like a Charlie Austin, like in the sense of like, he's physically, Charlie Austin was very poor for us, and his hold-up play wasn't that great, but if he got a chance, he's just like, he's going to take it, and that matters.
I think Merino scores those chances at the Etihad that Havertz had.
Yeah.
I think he does. He times his run better. I think he connects with his left foot better.
He scores the header.
He scores the header. 100%
He does score the header.
And he probably gets the same chances because his movement's very good. Yeah. I keep wondering why Zubimendi and Merino, and I think maybe there's a question about international football here, but why Zubimendi and Merino, they ball out for Spain. You're literally playing it one to another. You think, well, the technical quality is off the charts. They come to Arsenal and you're going, oh no.
International football though, innit? You get a lot more time. It's the Premier League is a little bit different. I get what you're saying though, for sure, and he looks a lot different, when he's at Arsenal. But yeah, I think it's got to be a keep.
I would keep him.
Maybe those games where it's life or death, he could have come on those last 20 minutes, get a goal out of nothing, and then you can now rotate the guys that we've been talking about that need rotation.
Okay,
Yeah, I would keep.
Because I guess it's interesting. You got Mikel Merino and Jesus both 29, and you want to keep, and essentially because you're all talking about him. You're talking about him as a striker, essentially, aren't you? Kind of.
Yes, please.
Oh no,
second striker.
I actually am
striker
talking about as a midfielder
and the midfielder.
That's where I leave you.
So he's not in the pit. He's obviously not in the pivot there. Is he not?
He can. It can.
I really
He can be.
Would he not get overrun in the Prem though?
Probably, but I really want us to move more to like the actual flat three. Zubimendi like really as the six, kind of running a game of football. Merino as a squad player, box crashing at the back post. Like,
oh no, then get me my 30 mil. Then if it's for midfield, please, my money. I don't want to see that anymore, man.
That's interesting. Let us know in the comments. Yeah. Fascinated by that. David Raya.
Yeah,
quick one, isn't it?
Keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep. Amazing. Mosquera.
Keep.
35 million. He is 21. Do you see him? Is he worth 80 million? Is he a Tomiyasu? Can he get to what levels can he kind of get to? Do you feel like there is a bit of ceiling with him? Like we're kind of we're in the shadow of the Man City game. We were playing right back, where I thought he tried valiantly.
Top heavy,
but on the ball as well. But he's playing right back. He's a centre back, isn't he?
I think he's class. I think
Same.
13 million. He looks brilliant. Like I think 20, 21 years old. I think he's really good on the ball. I think he's really robust in the challenge. I think he's the kind of player that we'd all like to say, yeah, keep him for the next 4 or 5 years. I think in reality, there might be a kind of, there's that kind of weird, desperate club that sometimes just goes, here's 45 million. And they'll go, well, we bought him for 13. He's not starting. Sure, we'll do it. Yeah. So I actually think there's a good chance he's not here in a year or two.
Who's the centre-back you guys had? He played some Champions League games. You kind of needed him. Was he Polish?
Kiwior.
Yeah, it could be to that.
I think he's never going to be these two. I think he's far better than Kiwior.
He's better than Kiwior.
Yeah. Oh, no, I agree with that, but it might get to a point where, but you're still going to have Gabriel and Saliba for the next 7 years? We'll get to it. Great. Put that at the start.
But you know what it is, though? Because Man City, you could argue in the last even decade or so, they've always kind of rotated their centre-backs. They never really have like the two. That obviously, we have Gabriel and Saliba every single game, no matter what, because they are the best. But Man City do very well rotating, and I think Mosquera is good enough. To be fair, there was a point at the start of the season where guys were saying, yo, Mosquera should be starting. Not me personally, but I think he's...
Ahead of Gabriel and Saliba?
That's what people were saying because he was playing so good. That's what I'm seeing.
We started
Arsenal Twitter, my friend.
This is what I'm saying. Very reactionary.
Bayern Munich at home. Gabriel got injured in the international break, and Hincapie came in and was great as centre back in the derby. And Arteta went, "Thank you very much." Now Mosquera starts against Bayern. I thought that is so brave. Why would you do that? But it worked.
I think similar to Ben White's problem was Saliba. Like if that's his best. For me, it's his best position. He's got Saliba ahead of him. I think what I'd love to see the club do, something we don't do very well, is extract that value. And whether it's like getting him down on a contract now and then thinking, okay, we probably sell him in 18 months. We've got Saliba on a contract. Yeah. Use that thing of Saliba rather than end up losing Saliba for nothing and Mosquera leaves for nothing 4 years down the line type thing.
So keep. Yeah, obviously. Okay. Myles Lewis-Skelly.
Keep.
Funny year for him.
Yep.
Did you see that coming?
No.
Nope. No, it's a weird one.
I can't remember, to be honest. But I think what I do find interesting is, we're talking about Max Dowman earlier. most young players have that moment and then a bit of a dip. Even Jack Wilshere like had his moment and then went to Bolton on loan. There's always a little bit of a dip before you come back up. I think for those sorts of players, I think Myles, especially when we've lacked the risk and stuff in the centre and the lack of carry. Like I'm okay with like playing round a shape, but at some point someone has to go right and picking up the ball and I'm taking it through you. I think we've really missed that. Carabao Cup final in particular was the one that I went, how is Myles not getting a game here? It was just so ready for a carry. I just think it was one of those dip years for a young player, and I think he'll get back there.
I'm just going to check something. You guys make a video on it, but I found this thing yesterday where I was looking at where the two teams had lost possession, and Arsenal had lost possession in central areas more than Man City. And I thought that for a team that's going that way, the fact that they end up losing it there because you're going out to it, maybe you're going out to it in a little bit, and then that's when you're losing it. But to the idea of it's safer out there,
could be the second balls. To be fair,
yes,
it's so true. It's like we're losing the ball, so why not just have a bit more risk anyway?
Yeah,
and I think we had like 40 high pressures or something in that first. Do you remember that stat popped up?
Yeah, to 5. Wasn't it? Yeah.
I also think Myles might become an even more valuable profile if you're trying to break the man-to-man press meta thing. One of the only ways you can do it is the carry, right?
Yeah,
and Myles we're talking about those 1% skills, the Doku things. That is Myles' thing. You can't get the ball off him,
or even to like I guess it's where are you coming from, but. Nico O'Reilly, there's an instance where your press is quite strong against Man City, and then they go back, but Bernardo Silva and Nico O'Reilly are the two sort of like, high 8s, let's say, or the 10s, you know what I mean? And they both race back, and Bernardo Silva has the ball at the back in the middle, and Nico O'Reilly's the guy in the little bounce pass. Like Myles Lewis-Skelly, in terms of resolving that in build up, I guess maybe you've got too many of those kind of players in the same area. I don't know, but yeah, like, there's obviously a brilliant play in there. When it is these guys, I don't know if it's because I'm a dad now or whatever, but I'm always just like, just wait. Yeah. Can we just wait? But yeah.
My sad prediction though is I actually think he's going to go this summer.
This summer?
There was an article.
Are you on the United stuff?
There was a Sammy Mock blood
I refuse.
I reject it too, like wholeheartedly. We have to keep him, but when something just picks up a bit too much momentum, and you think there's something in this. I really, really hope I am wrong, Arsenal fans. Like I don't want that.
Why do you look around as if the Arsenal fans are
they're all over
the ones that
the cameras?
So you'd sell him for free this summer?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Okay, so everyone's keeping him. He's obviously only 19, only worth 35 million. If he were to go, how much would you want?
6.
Hang on, he's on. His deals till 2030.
Nah, I believe him so much. I'm not selling for less than like 60, 65. I'm
the same.
Like, I need him to stay.
What's his future? Left back or
centre mid?
Centre mid. Yeah.
I'm comfy with either, genuinely.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Gabriel Martinelli. 45 million euros, apparently. He's 24. I thought he was older than that.
Still young.
He's 24.
Yeah, 2027.
It's my young son.
His contract. That is amazing.
Oh my word! I would have guessed 27.
Time's ahead of him, James. So yeah, where are we at with Martinelli? I'm expecting some sells here. Does anyone want to keep?
You know what? I'm going to be the one guy that's going to say keep. But
I'm amazed you're saying that.
Part of it, is
you're
because
so quick to sell everyone in. And then you want to
no, because there's some
Is he
dudes.
your squad guy?
So I was going to get to. I wouldn't want him to be my guy that's starting. I want us to go out and get a serious left winger. The problem is, and I know maybe we've been brainwashed at this point, but like he offers so much defensively, right? And with the work rate and his pacing behind that, we don't have someone else like that in the squad, right? Saka is our best winger, but he's not someone that's a in behind guy, run, go and get it. Eze can play on the left wing. He's not also an in behind guy, go run and get it. He's the only player we have of that type that we have in the entire squad. So it's obviously the money. 45 is very nice, to be fair. Like if he was to be sold, I don't think we'd probably get that anymore. Maybe we'd be touching 35 or something like that. However, it's hard for me to give up on him. Like if your son is like not doing well in school, but he has the capability to get the grades up again. You have to. I'm gonna bide my time and say, I'm gonna get someone to maybe lit a fire, back up you and go get a serious left winger and have them battle it out a little bit, because Trossard hasn't really provided that much, right? Trossard starts, everyone's thinking, I miss Martinelli. Martinelli starts, I miss Trossard. Like we need someone that is the out and out left winger but I don't mind having him as my second one.
Interesting.
I think what I'd agree with that is the profile we would need in the squad. I think we're severely lacking pace in the group, the forward group. Like it's a big problem. So if we lost Martinelli, we would have to replace that pace. It's unforgivable. And like if we didn't, I would rather keep Martinelli. But 45 million for Martinelli. I think a lot of the time he has been like, there's this perennial conversation. Is he misprofiled or is he rubbish? Basically, it's like it's sort of the two sides.
Being a striker at one point.
So like, some people say he objectively is better down the middle. But the thing is, those people tend to argue like, give him the chances down the middle and he'll do it, and then he'll miss like 2 or 3 chances in a game, and you're like, oh. But then it obviously hasn't played. It's really tough. I think sometimes there's a phrase that we use about like, don't squint. You're squinting with Martinelli. You're going like, if he does this and the talent should smack you in the face.
It's my son, you
you
are going to squint a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
the talent should smack you in the face. You don't do that with Kvaratskhelia. You don't go, but if you just.
Yeah.
But he is the one guy that obviously there's a lot of left wingers that are better, but Kvaratskhelia is the one guy that I think can give you everything Martinelli gives and also be incredible at football, right? He can track back, he's quick, he's strong, you can't really outmuscle him, and then he can dribble, he can finish, he can do all the things you want from your left winger, I suppose, as opposed to, tracking back and that. So that is why I say, like, people maybe speak about like Leaos and whatnot, again, still I would love a Leao, but there are some wingers that I know I'd lose a lot. Even though they're better than Martinelli, I'd lose a lot in my shape.
I sometimes think we have like a cultural problem at Arsenal where like we expect the team on the pitch to go and beat Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, and then in the market not act like them at all. What would Bayern and Real Madrid do in this situation? They would sell. In fact, they would have sold them 2 years ago.
That's a really good point.
And I think sometimes with these players, like I love Martinelli. I've got such time for him because I think he works so hard. But
do you know when I remember QPR went up from League One to the Championship, and the players that got us up were gods.
Yeah.
And then 3 games into the season in the Championship, like, lad's not good enough.
Yeah.
Get rid of him now. Get him out of my sight. And I think with Martinelli, I think if you bought like 2 guys that were just like really good, you'd be like, off you go, son.
You wouldn't think about him. You wouldn't.
But I love the feeling. I can see it in your eyes. He's just son. I get it.
I would sell, but there's other forwards I want to sell before him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to them. So, sorry, you said sell, didn't you, as well?
For that fee, yeah.
Okay. The final thing on Martinelli, you wonder if, say you bring in a superstar and he's sort of sitting there, it'd be interesting to see what that does to his value. If it might stay the same, to be honest.
I think he's horribly misprofiled, by the way, as well. Just like shoved to the touchline, cover the fullback, take on the other fullback all the time. I think he's always been better on the inside, back to goal, got a really good instinct in the box.
That's interesting.
I think for a Champions League club in another country, they should look at his record in the Champions League this season and go, this is a big opportunity with Martinelli.
He's a big game player as well, man. He does deliver for me a lot in big games. So it's hard to say, yo, off your pot, man.
Kai Havertz, 26, contract till 2028, 50 million euros.
I'd have done it for 30.
Really?
No, I'm being facetious. But I'm not miles off that. Yeah, I would. Say, I'm sorry if I can.
Because the thing with the selling is that it's the sort of opportunity of the sale, isn't it? As well, like you're saying, in terms of the money that you kind of want to get for certain players. At 26, I think my thing with Kai Havertz is that to this idea of being too good and just absolutely getting it done. I think you want him I would want to keep him, but if someone went, here's 60 million, you go, I got to do that because I can use that to get the finished deal.
Well.
Yeah,
it's the wages.
The
wages is crazy.
I don't know what he's. Yeah, which is crazy in itself, and that would I think be important for the club to kind of rebalance properly. But I mean, whatever, earn what you earn, good on you. But I don't know what he does that's that good. Am I just? He presses well. I agree, and we saw that against City.
He presses well. He's very intelligent. He's taller than everyone realizes.
Yeah,
he does win a lot of headers over to the side. Holds up the ball far better than Gyokeres.
Agree with that. But like, can he? Does he? He never beats a man. Like, there's nothing like a super invented. So when people go, oh, he's a good focal point. Like his hold up's good. I agree. He's strong. He can plant himself. He can beat someone in the air. He can look after the ball. but it's never like then a swivel and a through ball. It's never like a moment of real genius, then followed with a 1-2 and then he's in. Like, I think...
Might as well have Chris Wood.
I think he's quite limited as a footballer, actually. Like, he's not a great finisher. He's not got great pace. He's not got elite strength. He's not a brilliant dribbler or brilliant passer. I think he's a good functional player who is very intelligent, does tactically what he's asked to do. But as a squad player, I'd keep him. But I'm almost in the realm of, like, I'd try the false nines ahead of... I'm sorry, I'm just not a big fan.
It's really... Clive loves him. Doesn't he?
I love him too.
Clive's always loved him.
I think that's harsh.
I think he's I think he's very
see it.
effective. I think maybe I'm just in a space at the moment where I just keep looking at where you want to be and the 3 teams that are there. Would he get in any of those teams?
He'd be in the squad. I think I push back. I think he's more than functional. Like I do think he's really, really at his absolute best. Like end of 23-24, Kai Havertz. That was a really, really good level. And if he can get back there, which is a big if, I think there is a really, really good player there. He's not the world's best finisher, but that's not who he is. The problem is we have basically it's sort of back to what you're saying about I think you said about Martinelli. He's on the list, and mainly because of the potential fee and the wages. Is Kai Havertz? Should Kai Havertz be Arsenal's second highest earner?
I think now the
Third
Saka's
highest
got the
earner?
new deal, but
Not for
I'm
me.
not 100% sure.
Right.
Not for me. So that is a big factor here. But I just think he's down the list for me. And I think a fit Kai Havertz offers you so much. He doesn't finish for you, but he offers you so much outside the box. The physical level, he's been, again, another player run into the ground by Mikel, I think.
Agree. And to give him some credit, unbelievably hard worker.
Yeah.
I also love his personality on the pitch. Like, he wants the war, he wants the fight. Little things like pushing the Porto manager. Like, yes, thank you. He's been winding us up all week. He is in for the fight. My favourite thing about him is his character and his his efforts and his care. And I love him for that. But I think he's too limited as a footballer. Luis Enrique wouldn't play him. Pep Guardiola wouldn't play him.
Yeah.
Like, they just wouldn't. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think it's a style thing, which I get. I think you're right,
Yeah.
but I just think it's a style thing.
It's so particular,
Yeah,
though.
it's a
you
very,
do
it's a,
these
he's a
things
very
really
Mikel
good.
Arteta footballer.
Can he be unlocked?
Yeah, you know what?
If you want to put it on Arteta as opposed to putting it on him as
it's very difficult because I'm kind of on the fence with this one because I'm hearing both perspectives and I agree with everything you're saying, right? 23-24, incredible end of the season, crazy run.
Great.
He's got a great celebration as well. I love doing that when
He's got a great chant. We all love
great
it. The
chant,
Emirates,
one of my favorite
yeah.
chants as well. However, there's too many games I think back to where like United, FA Cup, just yesterday again, chances that were missed. There's far too many games where I'm thinking if you had just scored that one goal, our season looks very, very different. And to all the good things that we can say about him, all his positives, I've mentioned this name before, but again, when you ask me keep or sell, I'm thinking in my head, who's going to replace him? And that's why I bring out, again, Victor Osimhen does every single thing that we praise Havertz for, that he wins in the air and he's very committed. We remember him against Newcastle, flying into tackles. Like, I love that about him. And I can see that he cares about Arsenal. He scores against Chelsea. Mm-hmm. He's running and shushing and, like patting the badge. I love all of that. But is it 45 million you said?
You could get 50 for Kai.
I can get 50 even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, number 5. No, I'll be honest. Because I don't think the
What's the number you're shaking
hands
hands for?
40.
I think it is 50. I
40,
think
50.
50, I think I'm good to go. 45.
You lose him from the squad, obviously.
Again, it depends. I think the problem is, I will answer, but the problem is, like, I think the most functional we've ever seen Mikel's attack is with Kai Havertz.
I agree with
but
that.
don't you
This
also
is
think
the problem.
that's a problem as
yeah.
well, though? I don't want Kai Havertz to be the reason that my attack looks good.
Agree.
Does that make sense?
Completely agree.
That can't be the best thing about my front line. Is again a striker that can press. Like we said the same thing about Odegaard in the 10.
Can he be better?
For example, I think he can. For example, if you go more inside forwardy in the basically, I think the best we've ever looked and most functional is with like a false. It's always with a false 9. It's with a Jesus. It's with a Havertz. It's that under Arteta, that's how we look best, and he is our best false 9 in the squad by far. So if we're going down that route, like say for example we go down the Vinny Junior route or something, we're not going to do that. But you know what I mean? Say we did that, you have to keep Kai Havertz to facilitate that, and you're not expecting him to score 20 goals a season.
I just don't know. Like, I can't imagine him going back to the defender, touch, spin, through ball to Vinny Junior. I just can't imagine.
Furthermore,
I can't
all the
see
things
it.
you're saying about the best we've looked, the best we've done, none of those led to anything. Realistically, so it's about time we try something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's conflating. in that run we won 16 games, drew one, lost one.
We did
with Kai Havertz in the team in best form. And
he's also not played much this year.
Just to be clear, I'm not saying Kai Havertz is the best,
remembering.
but I'm saying should we sell him presumably this summer? There's a fee basically, and I think my fee is more like 70, 80. Like I'd need a good offer.
Yeah, best of luck with.
Yeah, you're not getting 80. Yeah,
No.
I'm
not getting 70 or 80, but that's more what I'm looking at.
Yeah, because he hasn't been fit, has he? Interesting. Ricardo Calafiori.
Ooh.
So he's 23. He's young.
Yeah, stay.
20, 29, contract still. You can get 50 million from James. Would you like that?
I love the player, but
I can offer you 50 million.
I would
Straight to your pocket as well.
Yeah, I'd keep it as well. It's not going to the club. I love the guy. He's got too many. He's constantly injured. It's like a really big problem because when he's at his best,
It's like a really big problem.
no, because when he's at his best,
You love
we
it,
go,
right?
wow, the left-hand side has finally been unlocked. Him and Trossard have a thing going against Sunderland. It was a big part of how we broke that down. Oh, he's missed another 20 games. And, maybe it's not as bad as that, but it does feel like he's out a lot. Again, I'd redefine him a little bit as a centre-back who can cover at left-back at times. I'd get a starting left-back who can get forward as well as defend.
I think the fullbacks in this current version of the team are so important. They're so important.
Yeah, I think
if
it
you've
really
got a
knows
double
that.
pivot and two centre backs with stick in there, and you've got no one inside, then you need your fullbacks in there. Injuries are a big thing. Can I throw a little spanner in the works? And this might be coming to later. I don't know. And I'm happy to be. In fact, I really hope in 6 weeks' time this looks so stupid. I'm concerned about Gabriel.
Right.
He's not been at the level in 2026. His technical level's been really, really poor. He's looking rasher. He did that thing yesterday, and I went, ooh. I'm maybe conflating and over analysing it, absolutely potentially. And I hope he gets back to the level that he was. I've always just had this gut instinct that Mikel has worked on Gabriel and got him to a level he's really, really happy with. But is there another? We're looking at Lukeba. We looked at Gehi in January. Like we're always looking. We're never looking at right centre backs. We never hear links to that.
Right.
It's just a gut sense. I could be absolutely wrong. And I think again back to this sort of tactical meta point. Calafiori. If you're looking for someone to carry from deep, it's not Gabriel, it's Calafiori. So it might come down to a game model thing, not necessarily a quality thing. Literally, someone who can pick up the ball from deep and step forward and break presses. And I think Calafiori or Myles can do that. He's an important profile, I feel, basically, is my position.
Interesting. Okay, we'll get to Gabriel. So everyone keeping?
Mm-hmm.
I'd keep Gabriel. Calafiori,
Yeah. Noni Madueke, 50 million euros. Man, you like that? He's 24. His contract is till 2025. I can't be right. I can't be right either. 2030. Wow. Not a long one.
I would actually sell after a year. And I actually like Madueke more than most people. But I think there's too many good players in his way. That should be getting the minutes. For me, I agree with what you said earlier. Waneri did more on the right last season when he came in for Saka than Madueke's done this season. Obviously, Saka's there, and now you've got Dowman, so I would
Do you
sell.
think he can get... I feel like he can get a bit better than he has been.
I agree.
I really enjoy his directness.
Mm.
And I feel like if you lose that, you'll really lose that. Like he is... The Sporting game, the first one, I can't remember the centre-back, the left-back's name now, but I think
Araujo, yeah.
Araujo. Yeah, he fouled him like
How did you forget him?
Yeah, but he just went at him.
Yeah.
And I think there is... There's positives in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think his overall output's not been there, has it?
Yeah, this is a difficult one because I feel like had he been here 2-3 years, this would be the easiest sell, to be honest with you. Like 50 mil, love that. But at the same time, you mentioned the likes of Bayern and Madrid and whatnot about being ruthless. If there is one moment for us to be a bit ruthless, and let's say hypothetically that 50 mil was available, this would be one that I'd take. Because for as much as you've said the directness, I love that. Again, Max Dowman does that. Madueke, so often it's frustrating because he's someone that I want to get behind and I want to support, but then 3 out of 5 times you run the ball out to the advertising boards as opposed to getting the cutback. So it's a bit too much for me. I feel like with 50 million, I can get dudes that can run past people. It's not that difficult for me, and I've not seen enough to say that you should be starting over a 16-year-old kid in Max Dowman, personally. So I'd grab the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Grab the money.
Do you know, I think sometimes it's just the timing of things. It's the Semenyo deal and the money they paid for him. 10 million more.
And the other wingers who moved in that same market.
Position. And I just think it's not even necessary. I just think sometimes that happens and you feel sorry for him. I don't know. What is it, 50 mil? If you guarantee me Kvaratskhelia or someone like that, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think I'd do it. I feel really bad for him though because I think he's got something.
I'm saying it's harsh because it's been 1 year.
I think he's got something.
But you can't tell us about do the ruthless stuff and be like these other clubs.
He should have been playing 10 Premier League games behind Saka, but he's ended up playing so much football in 2026 and probably isn't quite there yet. We're probably signing him thinking you rotate in for Saka and you're maybe making big waves maybe by the end of 2026, 2027. That's probably what we're thinking about.
If you're playing 60 minutes with Saka and you go, go on, Madueke, run it.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
I do to the idea of him and Martinelli, for someone who could be on this wing or this wing and really and sort of offer up that makes sense to me in terms of like if you're going to keep one of those two, I'd be somewhat tempted to keep Madueke over Martinelli.
But he offers virtually nothing defensively, Madueke, though. There's so often, even now, where I see him, we lose the ball and he's jogging extremely slowly. That's something where, again, I know I'm not supposed to like champion left wingers because they defend. But unfortunately, we have been brainwashed a little bit to expect
you definitely
a bit of defensive work. And it's not as though he gets like crazy output to say, yo, you know what? You just stay there. Like, no one's asking Lamine Yamal to come back and defend, right? Because he's going to go and spam 15 Travellas, get you goals and assists. Madueke doesn't do that. So if you're not giving me crazy numbers, the least I expect is, work hard for me and run back and help out Ben White or Timber or whoever.
Okay. Piero Hincapie.
Keep.
Yep. Keep.
50 mil. 50 mil.
I actually think Hincapie is a little bit limited.
Is he on loan?
He's on loan, but like with obligation to buy.
Oh, okay.
But I think he's so aggressive and so front-footed and so last-ditch challengey. The things, back to what we were talking about earlier, the things he's very, very good at, he's very, very good at.
Yeah.
And I love him. I think, I don't know how you guys felt, but like beginning of the season, I was like...
Have you seen that tweet about the dog and the car?
Yes, yeah.
That's so funny.
Are you aware of it?
I'm not.
I don't want to get the wording wrong, but essentially there's an Arsenal fan, he tweeted out saying that like watching Hincapie defend is like watching a dog drive your car like very well. He says because he's doing it really well, but it's still a dog. Like at any moment, like you never know what's going to happen. Like why is a dog driving your car?
It's perfect.
And that is literally how you feel at times because you're like, yo, I love what I'm seeing. It's very cool seeing a dog, driving.
Essentially, this shouldn't work, but it does work.
He's just on the edge.
Yeah, you feel like at any minute,
right?
The dog. Big respect to the doggy there, but he might, there might be a Tesla coming around or something. I don't know what's going to happen. So, but I'd still keep him. I like again the hunger, the passion, and whatnot. That side of things on top of obviously the football ability. I like intangibles at times.
Okay. Yeah. Eze, 60 mil euros if you'd like to sell him. 2029 for the contract. He's 27.
Keep.
He's staying.
I love him. By the way, I really love him.
Sure, same.
He's all right. Martin Odegaard, 65 million euros. He's 27. His contract is until 2028. He's the current club captain.
Is that the money?
65 mil.
I'll let you guys go first. Let me think about this.
Okay. In the world where we get Luis Enrique this summer, you're keeping him.
Thank you.
Because I think, but that you mentioned the game earlier, the Elliot Anderson game was where I went, he got ragdolled, mate. Like, honestly. And the thing,
Elliot Anderson is very good.
No, he is. But it's more that where the trends of the Premier League is going, it depends where our team goes. He's in this sort of weird liminal space where you're like, if we're playing in a similar vein under Mikel Arteta next season, 65 mil, I think you do it.
I think that's exactly where I am. If Arteta's the manager, take the money and run.
Right.
If it's a different manager, I really would be tempted by one way. And by different, I mean even a Fabregas, like someone who is going to like try to maximise that kind of player.
Paz type thing.
There's a lot of hate for Odegaard right now in the Arsenal fan base generally, but I just can't shake off. Even 21-22, he was all right when he was first made captain, I think. But 22-23 and 23-24, I think he hit a really good level. Right now, everyone's sort of saying Bruno Fernandes.
Comparing him with De Bruyne, won't we?
Well, there was a point where Odegaard, like even some United fans were going, Odegaard's better than Bruno. Like that's what we need. More technical security, can run a game, he's an 8 and a 10.
Yeah.
Obviously now that's a ridiculous comparison, but that was a level he got to. I think he did make the team of the year. I might be wrong.
Right.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I might be wrong. Anyway,
He was our player of the year 2 seasons in a row.
So what do we assume that Arteta stays? Because, I mean, he's not going anywhere, is he? So
Do you know his problem? He's seen as the embodiment of Arteta on the pitch. So if you don't like Arteta, you won't like Odegaard.
yeah.
That's basically it.
I will sell because I think Arteta will be here next year. But maybe there's a conversation in that.
Opinion?
I've not been swayed either way, to be honest with you. I'm still a bit confused because I think, as always, we're doing keep or sell. As you have seen, I've sold quite a few guys. But that's because I know what I'm doing in return. Or there's guys that I'm going to promote from, let's say, squad players up, your Skellys and Dowmans and whatnot. With Odegaard, it's like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that money, right? Because he's someone that, the way that we play, we don't play with a traditional 10. Many teams don't anymore. Obviously, he's an attacking 8. There's not that many that are realistic and affordable that we can get and say, you know what, we're going to sell you for 65, you said? We'll sell you for 65 and get someone in return. But I agree with all the things you're saying about just, it's been a couple years now. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Can I check something mental out?
Cool.
If you swapped Odegaard with Bernardo Silva, would Odegaard be amazing at Man? Would he like blossom again? And if Bernardo Silva was in this Arsenal team, would Arteta go do what you do in terms of like go and solve and fix and go inside the block and get the ball there? Would that happen, or would he just be like, now all of a sudden he's just this 5'7" lad who's not got any pace?
You know, there's some players I've said, other managers wouldn't have him. I think Odegaard is one they would. And so, yeah, I think Bernardo would look a lot better for Arsenal than Odegaard's looking. But I get your point. Like, basically, I think there's such a coaching element here. I think there's I think it's been stripped from him.
There was something in a press conference, you were on something, where he said, basically he was asked, I think by Tom Canton actually, he was asked by one of the press guys whether he was asking Odegaard to drop out the block as much as he is. And he sort of essentially said no.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, I'd prefer him playing closer, but you have to allow players to do it. And obviously it's always, if you're managing it, you have to give people freedom to some degree, even though it doesn't appear to. But yeah, you're right. There's a disconnect somewhere.
Also, I don't think he's a 10. I think he's, like an attacking 8. I think do you remember the great Man City midfield of David Silva, De Bruyne and Fernandinho? I think a lot of people think he should be our De Bruyne, but I think he should be our David Silva in that, if that makes any sense at all.
The only thing I push back on that is like, and again, it's only because of this last period of time that with his back to goal, I don't think he's comfortable there.
Oh, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
So David Silva obviously was.
That's a fair point.
It's all about standing in there.
Yes.
He just
And
doesn't.
receiving the ball and taking it.
No, that's fair. No,
I find odd. But that's why I'm like, if you swap them, would Bernardo Silva have that license, like we said there? But if Odegaard was over at Man City, would he run it in, and would he just would he kind of find his confidence again? He's one of the ones where, like, if you sell them, he could go and be brilliant.
Definitely.
He would.
You'd be waiting. You'd be looking, wouldn't you? Go, how's Odegaard getting on? Like, you wouldn't just be thinking, okay, off he goes. He's going to drift off into to nothingness. He's I'm so confused.
Another weird kink of this as well is a lot of people have spoken about how we want to shift him to the left, because if you look at his highlight reels, a lot of the time his best passes come from the left. And I think, and then back to the Mikel thing, I think the sole reason he plays on the right is because we try and shift people to the right because we have the better dual winners, Saliba and White. That's why I think we press that way, or like most goalkeepers are worse on their left or whatever. That's why I think Mikel thinks like that. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
So 65 million, I'm offering it to you right now. He's going abroad, not in the Premier League. Would you take that money?
Under Mikel Arteta, yes, because I think we need a change. And it's actually not that Odegaard is like the fundamental issue at Arsenal, but I think it might spell a bit of a
symbol of it,
line in the sand.
Yeah.
Of
I'm going to have to go on yes, a reluctant yes, a 51% to 49 type yes for that.
Okay. Sort of Brexit, yes.
Maybe we regret it in a few years.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if we're sticking to that, yes. Viktor Gyokeres, 27, contract till 2030. 65 million euros.
I think I was quite hard on what I said about Havertz, so I want to be consistent. I think a lot of that is true of Gyokeres too. I think he can strike a ball well. He's actually a very good finisher. He can really hit
Would he have
clean.
taken those 2 chances against Man City?
I don't think he'd have got them. in a weird way.
That's what I agree.
I think he would have just. I don't know. There's definitely something in this. Yes, there's no service, but why do the chances always fall to Merino and Havertz and not to Gyokeres? There's definitely something in that.
Yeah.
There was a moment where, for several games in a row, the ball would flash across goal. This was around November, December time, and Gyokeres just wasn't there. And you're like, but that's the ball you've been asking for. So I think he's far too limited as well. Again, everything I said, I don't think he can, back into defender, hold it up and swivel and then play that pass in behind. I don't think he can beat a man. I don't think he's a great dribbler, a great passer. I love, again, his work ethic. I love his mentality. I think what he's got, he's very cold. I think he's in front of goal, whatever the occasion, he can strike through it well. And I think I like him more because he's anti what we've had for so long. He's kind of more just old school, put the ball in the back of the net. But that's not enough. I think we need to raise the level here. So one of him and Kai could stay as a squad player for sure, but neither for me can lead the line for Arsenal. So I would sell.
The 15-year-old in me is battling, not going, told you!
Oh, mate. I remember the video.
Oh,
I thought it was brilliant.
And I think what's happened, I was at the sporting game, he played a 5-yard pass, guy behind me goes, well done, Victor. And I was like, I actually, over the course of the season, have grown to massively respect him. Because he's worked so hard for Arsenal. He's the most fun.
I respect
pressures.
him for sure.
He absolutely leaves it all out. I think, mate, you are working but you have to raise the standards at some point. We have to not go a 5-yard pass where he looked okay is enough for Arsenal. What's the fee?
65.
Yeah, depends on who. But for 65 million, I think I'd do it because, and it's again, I hope this is a lesson for me as well in terms of the translation thing. And I felt this last summer, and I will stick to my guns even more next time. Translation is always the question. You can't just go, but he scores goals, but he whatever. Even if you're signing within the Premier League, why are you sure? And that's the question of recruitment, right? Why are you sure that Bernardo Silva would work or wouldn't work at Arsenal, whatever? What's the conditions that it gives you? I think this was just a bit of a we need a striker, get a striker thing. I don't think he was the first pick. I think that's kind of been confirmed. And I actually think he's done pretty well, to be honest, for what I believe he can do. But I think if you're offered that fee, I think he has to go.
Yeah, he's a difficult one because, again, I agree with everything that's been said so far. He's someone that, you want him to do well so much, right? Because of how much he did, in the summer to get here in the first place, because of... He's someone that, in my strikers, right, first and foremost, obviously, you have to be good and great finisher. But I want a striker that thinks he's the guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz doesn't really have that. Other players that we've had don't really have that. Gyokeres thinks he's him. Now, he might not be, I can't lie, because again, the numbers not really showing, well, to be fair, these numbers are all right.
Yeah.
But for what people were expecting, he hasn't quite delivered. And I felt as though in the summer when everyone was championing him and whatnot, and they're making videos about why he's so good, all I ever saw was people put up screenshots of his last 10 games and how many he scored for Sporting. Nobody told me why he's going to be good. Like you said about translation.
Point. Yeah.
No, and I was replying, I'm telling guys, why do you guys keep just showing me his stats, but nobody wants to tell me why he'd be good?
Yeah.
Lo and behold, we've seen what we've seen now. I support him through every game because I can see how much he's trying. I want it to work so much, but 65 million, I don't want to say it again, but there's another guy called Victor that we could just see that. I mean,
his agent.
She
when the pod with Clyde, I was listening to Jacob. I love Jacob, and we podded before together. But I was like trying to get in the phone to talk to you guys. I was like, at the beginning of the year, we were all going, "This you can't change the goalposts as we go through the season." Everyone was saying this is the striker that's going to change everything for us. Yeah. And then by the end of the season, we're going, "Yeah, but he works hard." And you're like, you can't. And that's the same with Kai. Kai should.
I'm glad you said that.
Kai is also the same.
Yeah.
Saka is also the same. It's absolute. But for some reason, we get into, especially with the forwards, we get into this position of we're seeking, and we can't squint. We can't squint with Martinelli. We can't squint with Saka. We can't squint with Thierry Henry. But we didn't have to. That's the point. You know what I mean?
Point. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I wanted to sort of Bert Atletico Madrid maybe that idea of it's not worked. Go.
Yes.
We'll go get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There was a 20 million loss
Great
on that,
point.
but this guy was unbelievable.
Great point.
And then it was done like that. So I think there's an opportunity to flip there, but we're low on squad numbers at the moment. Jurrien Timber. That's an easy one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep. Gabriel. So sorry, I'll just give you the context. 2029, €75 million. He's 28. Would you take 75 million euros for Gabriel?
No.
I've got a lot of centre backs.
No, because I think he's one of the best.
Teasing earlier.
I think he's one of the best centre backs.
Wait until later on. I'm going to say something about Gabriel.
Yeah, we got you.
I think he's one of the best centre backs in the world on his day. But my point is, I've rated him like that, and in 2026, he's not been at that level. I look at back to what I've been saying earlier, like where the tactics are in the Premier League and what I think is going to break that, and I question his role in that. I question the links that are constantly coming up, whether he's fully convinced everyone at the club. I look at the signings like Hincapie and Calafiori, and just all of I'm building a case of going, does everyone believe in this guy? And are we all sort of seeing this? And I just think, especially with Hincapie, it's an interesting one. That pairing, I don't think works. And it's not actually on either of them. It's not actually on either Gabriel or Hincapie. I just think to get out of corner, because once you press them into that corner, they can't find those solutions. Look at Nico Riley on the touchline.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the level we're working up against. I think Gabriel can get back to the level. I think if you had a Calafiori next to him, it looks completely different. And I hope this is a stupid conversation that we shouldn't have even been having after a Man City defeat. Like, I really hope that.
I do feel like that is
the curly-haired idiot got it wrong. But I just hope, I hope that, but I'm interested in the summer. There were Saudi rumours a couple of years ago. I'm curious.
Okay. Keep for everyone.
Yeah,
keep.
I don't think it's even, for me, much of a discussion. I get that, like, last few weeks, it's been a little bit rash, and again, the nerves are getting there. I understand that, but for me, that doesn't rule out the last however many years where you've put that defence on your back at times. Half of the reason we're even top is because first half of the season before the injury, again, in the other box, the amount that he's scoring, the headers over and over again, granted, hasn't really done that in 2026. But also defensively, when we are having those fight for your life, backs to the wall games, he's someone that I want there, defending that box. Everything. He's going to put his head everywhere, his body, in any position he can to make sure that ball doesn't go in the back of the net. And he loves defending. Yep. That's something that over the years, Arsenal have been, I guess, painted with maybe not loving defending that much, right? You want to walk the ball in the net. He's someone that will defend for his life. And
happy to suffer, isn't he?
He's got leadership qualities, and I like him as a personality. He does the trolling thing as well, which is, great too. So, he is a top 5 centre-back in the world, and therefore 75 million is not getting me someone better.
Yeah. Okay, and so, look, there's some obvious keeps here, I think, surely. Bukayo Saka, 120 mil, you want it? No? Okay. Declan Rice, 120 mil. And William Saliba, 90 million. All keeps, I presume.
Yeah.
Surely.
Saliba, 2026. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
One of the only players to keep his level.
Really?
Unbelievable.
So the only other one I'd chuck out there, but it might be a quick answer, is Zubimendi. 27, got a contract till 2030. You could get 80 million from 80 million.
8-0? Oh, let me get that, please.
Yeah?
Let me get that, please. Wow, 80 million. I've kind of said everything about him already, really, which is that I'm not really too keen on 6s or 8s, whatever you want to call him, that kind of hide from the ball in serious games. I look at the best midfield right now, I'd say is the PSG one, right? Where you can't really pinpoint between João Neves and Vitinho who's the 6 and who's the 8, because they both do everything to a very high level, and they get in the box and they can get goals. We see João Neves score a hat-trick even. And then I see Zubimendi, and it's like there's games where, again, you're showing me encouraging signs, but encouraging signs doesn't really get me points on the board, unfortunately. And I can't go away Old Trafford, away Anfield, away Etihad, certain other games this season, and be worried if my 6 is going to randomly have a bit of a brain freeze and then give the ball to, even at home against United. That game, for me, you could argue, kind of started this spiral where, granted, this new manager bounces, Carrick and whatnot, we expected to go and beat United the way that we have been for a while now. And he makes the error to, people speak about how good United were. He brings them into the game for absolutely no reason. They get the goal. And so, 80 million, that's far too much money to turn down. I can't lie.
I think we need to sign someone else to play with him at times, which then asks the question about Declan Rice. But I would like us to do different things. Adam Morton, for me, is a player we have to be looking at this summer to take the build-up pressure off Zubimendi. You're right, it feels like he's hiding, but then also, similar to what we said with other players with instruction, I wonder whether he almost plays this, it's so boring and tactical, but almost like a decoy role, like a you move there because then all these players can come in, and it's like, maybe he's doing everything Arteta likes and asks of him, but I would like there to be more passes in this midfield as well.
Yeah.
Going into the start of the season, how many touches per game do you think you were sort of hoping that he would be having? I've got it in front of me. What he's actually got
in the 90s. Well, no, that's probably centre back level. I'd say 60s, 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, probably around that, maybe 10 more. Something.
I can't remember the last time I checked touches
In a dominant game.
So for me, we another little phrase we sort of had is like, who's your 100-touch guy?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's probably maybe a sort of a 2 years ago kind of conversation in the sense of like Trent or Garcia at what was it, Girona? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like those kind of players that have Rodri obviously have 100 touches. Those kind of players. Who's your guy who does that?
Raya.
That's not well, do you know what? I'll go find him. I'll go find him because Zubimendi's touches per game is 64. That is really low in my opinion.
I think
for someone you thought you were going to give
probably.
him not the keys, but you thought he was going to go. Because I always love a player that goes, everyone, go on, you can all fuck off. It's fine because I'll have the ball and I'll come and get it to you when I need to. Maybe football's moved away from that. I don't know.
But you know, I think what's worse about that is for the last 3-4 months, Saliba and Gabriel have been splitting with him dropping in. So you're right, like centre-backs are probably getting the most touches, but he's playing in centre-back positions to try and get the ball at times. So I'm thinking, well, you should be having more of the ball. And then from there, the Ben White pass we talked about, the ball through the lines to Odegaard. So he doesn't we haven't seen much of that. I haven't been really happy with him.
David Raya's got 39.4.
Okay, interesting.
Which is, I mean, you'd hope that. You don't want really want him touching the ball.
It's difficult because, like, I sort of hear at the beginning of the season, I was making videos about the Palace game. I remember feeling that the decoy thing was really working because they had a 5 against us and we were just trying to break them down. I want to give him time. Like, I really, really want to give him time because I think he's a brilliant footballer. And as we said earlier, the lack of minutes for Norgaard, etc., etc. But what's the position? Here's a question: what's the position in football other than goalkeeper, like next on the rung, where once someone starts making mistakes, you feel a bit like once a goalkeeper like Robert Sanchez, he sort of can't.
Yeah, he can't
shift
retrieve
that.
it.
He'll always have the bozo thing, whatever you want to say it. Is the 6 the next one? Maybe
I'd say centre back. To me, it's how close you are to the goal, right? Because if you make a mistake on the left wing, it's fine. You've got 10 people that can make
Upamecano's been at Bayern for years. Like, there's players who seem to get away with it. I think
no, but his thing is like his is when the TVs are on, isn't it? Like when he's facing Augsburg and Heidenheim, world class, like, incredible. But unfortunately for him, to be fair, apart from obviously the last Real Madrid game, but in general, he does make horror mistakes when the TVs are on.
Maybe you're right about centre backs. I just think the big game thing has concerned me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes players are absolutely brilliant, but they just...
So again, I've got to revisit it actually. Bernardo Silva is leaving Man City. If Zubimendi went to Man City, would he be sensational?
Probably, yeah.
Probably would.
That one I'm more confident about,
I don't think he's being like... for you to be great at what you do, you need the opportunity to do what you're great at.
Yeah.
I sound like a wanker there, but you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't...
I think Jake
I don't think that whole midfield. Yeah, I think there was Jake. I really need to get off LinkedIn. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I get the idea. Like that's good money.
It's the amount that you quoted me with. That was the issue.
How much?
80. But
that's a
at
lot
the same
of money.
time, like you'd lose him, and then you'd go, "We need a 6."
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
actually
what you
wouldn't
don't
do
do,
it.
though.
I don't think I'd do it.
I think you could drop him in the Barcelona midfield or the PSG midfield, and they wouldn't look any different.
Do you know what as well?
Really?
The thing with that...
Who would you swap? Like, let's say it's PSG, for example.
Like, maybe not any different, but they wouldn't look massively different. I think they play the same way. I think the principle would be the same. I think suddenly he'd look like he could just spray passes around the midfield. He'd pick players in the pockets.
Like Bayern Munich, say like Pavlovic or Kimmich, like in those kind of roles, you could maybe not to the exact
the thing
level,
is,
not to the level.
I
I'm
don't
not saying
even,
to the
I don't
same
even
level,
question
but-
like his quality. I think he's really good. I think I mentioned obviously I wasn't really keen beforehand, but I think that first few months I was really moved by it. But the two things or the two factors that I mentioned is one, the fee that you're quoting me, and second, it is the big games. Who's gonna go to war for me? And unfortunately, sometimes we have to look at intangibles on top of everything that you do on the ball and out of possession. Unfortunately, intangibles have to play a factor, and I don't get the impression, and there could be something going on. I don't know exactly, the backstories and whatnot, but it was like a week ago where he had the man of the match performance, and everyone was they were hugging him, like they were so happy and buzzing for him. So maybe something's going on like at home where confidence has been shot, and if that's the case, we don't know. I hope it can get better, but
He came on in the Euros final for Rodri. I know we're now going back 2 years. And I remember the takeaway from everyone was like, wow, Spain didn't skip a beat. And I think that's what I mean. If everything else is really moving and fluid and functional, bam, I'm in, then I'll play to your level. I will rise to that level. Whereas I think you put him in a side where the passes aren't there, the fluidity's not there. I don't think he's the type to sort of burst away from a play and create the passing angles and make it happen.
Yeah. If he's having like a highlights package, you're like, oh my God, have you seen the what's he doing? Passing the ball forwards.
Yes.
You don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. The
So
team
how
just
on
doesn't.
earth, how on earth can you get out of that? I also think it's all like predictions. You know, when you do predictions at the start of the season, I always go, who's in the second season? I think that's always a good thing to kind of look at. You can see those players they're now settled. They now know what they're doing.
I think if we're going to be completely fair to him as well, like we've mentioned, he has not only has he played the most minutes, but he also covered the most ground over any Premier League player. So that I will give him. That was like 3 weeks ago. That might have changed in it. Sure. But as of 3 weeks ago, he had the most ground covered of any player. And for a first season in the Premier League, you say, you know what, fair enough. We'll see what happens next season. It's just. You excited me with the 8 at the beginning.
Yeah,
that was.
Mate, you like your money, don't you?
You excited me with the 80. If you had said 60, I'd be like, nah. 80.
Okay, so I'm excited to see. So Arsenal under Romania has got like 4 players.
But don't worry, I'm a wheeler dealer. I'm a wheeler dealer in the transfer market. Harry Redknapp right back.
Berto would love that.
So you guys both said keep, didn't you? Are you saying keep? Or are you saying so?
80 mil. Let me get the 80 mil. So.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Loved it. Hopefully, I know it's a tricky time. It might all work out, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. The links to the guys will be in the description. Please go support them in everything that they do, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. It just makes complete sense. But regardless, actually, the guys are incredibly insightful, so please do go and check them out. Follow the podcast and share it. It makes it bigger. If you see it on Instagram or anywhere, click on the things. Support the pod. Let's keep this going. Thanks a lot.